I told Corinne this will be a quick one, Amy.
Like I don't. We've been playing with that memorize how much it was for, but
Yeah, oh, I'll never forget that. That keeps popping up as a years ago thing in Facebook. Remember that time? Were you here on the board yet? No. They're in there, and I'm talking and all that stuff, and I look up at my monitor, you know. August 19th, 2021. Or I'm sorry, October 19th, 2021, Royal Palm Beach Strikers soccer board meeting. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Everybody be seated. Call to order at 6:37 p.m. Roll call: Corinne Corbacero,
here,
Amy Santiago, Amanda Lamb,
here.
and our honorary advisor, Sean O'Connor. Um, the others are unable to attend. Also, village liaison Brandon Pendergrass is with us tonight also. Reading and approval of previous month's minutes. I know Corinne had sent those out. Did everybody have an opportunity to look at them? Alrighty, so, a motion, somebody, to accept and approve?
I motion to approve the minutes.
And I,
I
I'll,
suppose I have to second.
no, I'll second them, I'll second the motion to accept and approve the previous board meetings minutes regarding the recreation program. President's report, nothing to say. Treasurer's report, Amy?
Okay, I got recreational checking account for the month of September. Started with $50,043.67, ended with $45,141.58. The savings account started with $10,668.41, ended with $10,668.83.
Make a motion to accept the recreational checking account balance ending September at $45,141.58, and the savings account ending September at $10,668.83.
I second that.
Any objections? We will accept and approve the treasurer's report for the recreation program for the month of September, ending September 2021. DOC report, nothing. Registrar referee report, Shanoy, who is our signer, and our registrar is not with us tonight. So we'll move over to open comments for membership, which it looks like nobody has anything to say. Unfinished business. Yes.
I had a request.
Okay.
My daughter said, "Hey, can we get a playground in the fields?" Like, oh, clear out some of them woods. You know, the balls go over there anyways.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It's this guy again.
Hi. For the uniforms for the spring, I think we should order them in December
That
to
would be-
avoid the nightmare. That means we're going to have to lock ourselves into how many teams we're going to have. Yeah, exactly. Well, we do, but parents don't register till late. That's the problem.
We open registration 2 weeks prior to the end of the previous
Well,
season.
November 1st, basically, we're going to open registration. But, and again, if I can order for I can just guess at the order, like we have got the last couple seasons, and that would be fine. And then order extra, just hoping they fit,
All right.
so we'd have them on time. But if there's 6 teams in U12 or 8 teams in U12, that makes a huge difference. So that's something to think about. And if we just lock it down and just say, you know what, you're going to have 6 teams, you're going to have 6 teams. At least we'll have uniforms on time.
But
Yeah, but mail pesters everybody with
Yeah,
emails. Registration's open.
and that
Early registration, you got 2 weeks left.
yeah,
$20
You
it
got
goes
5
up
days
next on
left.
Monday.
I hate having to commit to like the
Well,
number of
then
teams.
we're probably going to have the same uniform nightmare. I'm afraid.
And my concern is, I can't predict the number of coaches we have. I can't.
I know,
predict
that's
the
what I'm
number
saying.
of
Are we going to use the same uniforms? I'm checking with the boss. Hold on.
Well, you know what, Sean? What we
Looking at
might.
different stuff.
Well, not even that. Maybe the way to get around that so it's not as big of a nightmare, if we just go ahead and keep the same style uniform, then this way people will have at least that option. They're not gonna have the right color though.
They're not going to have the right color. And Gabriella says that's not a good idea.
No, not a good idea. All right.
She's not going
And
for
if
it.
you put an email out stating that you're guaranteed a uniform if you sign up by this time, that might
Could say that, but
I mean, we put out the discount, save money.
Right.
Everybody just waits to see what's going on in their lives.
I know,
before
that's
they-
what I'm saying. I mean, I'd like to order it, because when are we gonna start the fall
Well,
season? Spring season?
here's the other obstacle we're gonna have is for the spring season.
That one?
I'm probably not gonna be able to set the season up and create everything and do all the teams and everything. The registrar is gonna have to start doing that now with this new system. I couldn't even tell you where to start, and that's why I was speaking with you the other night. I was saying with the scheduling, we might have to figure something out where just to get a head start how to do this. Like,
Yeah, I'm gonna start looking at
but
hot sports.
I mean, Chenoy's really the only person that knows how to do that. I'm not
Well,
sure
between now
that-
and next board meeting, I will look up and I'll go into GOT Sports and try to figure out how to do a schedule.
Right.
See how, I mean, but really, usually with those things, when I learned the first time, it was trial and error.
No, until November.
No, so I thought that was a spring for the payments, though. I thought that was about the payments. There was it had a. I remember looking at it with you, yeah.
We saw something that it would be available for rec for something.
I thought it was for.
Until the end of April.
That would be helpful. But at some stage, we're gonna have to learn how to do it. I guess
Let me log in,
and that
I'll
would be
tell you
very
what it says.
helpful.
See, the thing is even up. I don't even see a. Oh, here it is. Payment processing in GOT Soccer Classic will be available until April 30th, 2022.
That's payment.
Payment. Please use the GOT Sports system to collect team registrations and ensure uninterrupted payment for next season.
All right, so we'll have to look
Well,
at
okay,
that.
that's just I want to get something to think about.
Yeah. So what I had put on here is some GOT sport training, and again, the training even to the point where, I have to be able to know how to, set up coaches and managers. Instead of saying you have to, it's just so much easier when I'm doing it because I know it's getting done and I'm kind of like the direct contact. However, at the same time, that technically the registrar should be doing all of that, but I just don't want any of us depending on one person anymore. I mean, because that's causing problems. So anything that I do, I want everybody to know how to do, and I want to know what everybody else is doing. So in the event something were to happen, and
The proverbial bus, as we say.
yeah, I mean, this is we can call this the Sean clause or something like that because it's no, and again, with the scheduling and the uniforms and all that, he's developed a process over the years that works, and that's something we should all learn in the event that something were to happen to Sean, or Sean were just to Sunday say, screw this, I'm out of here, or whatever. We all need to be able to help each other out with that. So not only does that mean the coaches and managers, but also like the team building, scheduling, etc. Spring season, I believe we had discussed before, and I don't know if I came up with this date as a tentative or if we ever said that was just me. All right, well, and I believe the reason I said February 21st, start practices, and the first game is March 5th. I was trying to set it up normally how we start on President's Day. I don't think we can commit yet to a time because we have to see what's going on with maintenance schedule with the village, because we may even be starting it earlier, I believe, if I'm correct, so that it gets finished earlier, so then they can start doing the maintenance program earlier.
Yeah, so we have more time for the summer.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we'll maybe create something that can slide up and down, I guess, like. All right. All right. All right.
And if we start earlier, it's gonna cause.
Mm-hmm. All right. All right. And maybe let's maybe touch base with our vendor. Maybe they, have a better idea of the turnaround now for orders. Um, New business referee payments. Referee payments was an issue. We were paying our rec referees similarly to the way that we pay the competitive referees, the way they do all across the state. Then during COVID, we went to a system where it was uh, being done electronically somehow. I don't know the details or the specifics of it. Um, and and then just talking to some people and trying to figure out. And again, I'm going to talk to Amy and Fernando about this a little bit more in detail. But if we wanted to go back to doing referee payments on site, um, that would be okay. A system needs to be developed where it's not going to be crazy. I and again we can discuss that at another time, but it just may be more efficient for us, and we can look at that a little later though. All right, it is 7:50, and we can have a motion to adjourn for the recreation.
Make a motion to adjourn the recreation portion of the Royal Palm Beach Strikers monthly meeting at 7:50 p.m. 6:50 p.m.
And it's August, it's 7,
I wrote down what he said. I second.
Alrighty, the recreation portion of the board meeting is adjourned. Called to order the competitive portion of the board meeting. President's report and DOC report. Our competitive teams, I'd say 80% of our competitive teams participated in the Palm Beach Gardens Classic tournament this past weekend. Real pleased with the success of all of our teams. I can honestly sit here and say that I'm very, very proud of every one of the teams for the work they did. I'd like to think maybe they exceeded expectations. I know the U16 boys won the championship. I know the U15 boys lost in the finals. I know some of our newer teams actually did a decent job with regards to being able to compete against teams that have been put together for years. I know one of our boys' teams that has been struggling, but not only did they score their first goal, but they played they tied their first game, their second game they played a man down and they lost 4-2, and then the third game they played 3 men down and they lost I think 4-1 or something like that. So you know what, it's and hopefully people can see that the job and how it works. Our girls team, our younger girls team that was in there, I think they tied the last game. Was it tied the last game? Again, playing teams that have been together for 4 years. So and the fact that they're out there competing, good for them. And we just have to continue working, and people have to understand that with some of these teams it might take a little longer time just because of the unfamiliarity with the entire concept of competitive, the speed of the game, the knowledge that's required, and so forth. All in all, it was a successful tournament. And I am looking forward to actually putting a tournament on next season. I know we've been saying this for a couple of years now, and I think next season's got to be the one that we step up and do this for. Even if we dedicate one weekend to having U9 to U12, and then maybe the following weekend do U13 and above, break it up where it's a little bit more feasible for us to do. Um, it would be a great source of revenue, much needed revenue for the club, so that we can actually operate the way clubs need to operate by having that additional revenue. And we have the facilities to do it. It's just a matter, again, of putting together a tournament committee and planning and taking care of it, and understanding how to do it. But again, that's something I've even got the name already planned out and everything. But we'll just something to put in our heads. But it definitely has to be done. Definitely has to be done next season. I would say preferably between September and Christmas time. Oh, you want spring? The only, we don't want to compete with or interrupt. I know in January Wellington normally has theirs, so that might be a turnoff for other clubs wanting to do like back-to-back tournaments or something like that. So I'm trying to find some time where it's spaced out. February President's Day weekend, you've got a couple of tournaments that are every year. You've got the Jupiter Cup and you've got the Weston Cup. On those weekends. March, you run into, and then I think Gardens now after COVID, after seeing that they could have one in the spring and one in the fall, I think they're going to do the fall one again. So they're doubling up because of the revenue it does generate. People are trying to take advantage of whatever they can. But again, that's I'm going to talk to some more people and see what weekend is best. I've already spoken to some of the DOCs in the area, and they'd be more than happy to support us. Quite frankly, because of the fact that we support their tournaments. I mean, it is what it is. All right, so that's something we're gonna strive for. That's it for my end. Treasurer's report, Amy.
Okay, for September, competitive checking started at $125,850.76, ended with $138,433.24. Side note, we did have to pay the uniforms a week or two ago, so it went down a little bit. But competitive savings, $10,026.67. Ending balance was $10,027.06. Stipends start at $10,000, ended at $8,600.
Motion to accept the competitive account balances for the bank checking account ending September at $138,433.24. Savings account balance ending September $10,027.06, and the stipend account ending September at $8,600.
I second that motion.
Alrighty, any objections? All right, we will accept and approve the treasurer's report for the competitive program for the month ending in September. Again, the registrar referee report, we'll have to push to next month. Open comments regarding membership or from our membership. Anything out there, Sean, that you can think of? Because I know how opinionated you are with regards to the competitive program.
Did we get the playoffs for the?
Somebody just asked me that. Who was that? Who was I talking to? Somebody on the board was asking me. I thought we did. Because weren't you going back and forth with the dates? What dates?
No. I offered him the weekend after rec was over, and
I believe.
Then he sent out an email telling some people that there were playoffs that weekend, but never really heard anything.
From what I understand, I believe from what I understand, I believe that we are going to be, hosting them again.
That's
Oh,
what I heard.
really?
Yeah.
All right, well, maybe we need to, reach out. Do you want to just, on that chain that you have set up, just kind of say, if you want, just give us a weekend so that we can plan accordingly? And in the meantime, that's gonna, lead us up to something else. Actually, we're gonna skip down. Fernando Casale just joined us. Fernando, not to put you on the spot real quick, but I know that we had discussed previously with the field layout for, for the field layout for, Zone D. What you wanted? Did you want a U10 field over there or a U12 field over there? No, for the playoffs. All right. What did we have? What did we? What did we have last year? Do you remember what we put? I want to say it was a 12 too, because they were complaining they were on a big field and a U10 inside. All right. And how much time do you need for that, Brandon? No, like how much, like notice.
Well, when do y'all need them by? Because if we have 2 weeks, then we can really knock it out.
It wouldn't be until yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's plenty of time.
But like, what would you like? A week, 2 weeks,
2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
All right, but
If we're doing-
what we're thinking though is Zone A as is, Zone B as is, Zone C, Field 3, as is with Field 4 inside of it. Field 4 as is, and then Zone D. Going with a U12, field number 3,
Field 3. Mhm. That's
and nothing in that one then. All right, and but we'll let you know because we don't even know what we're doing yet with that. So
Okay.
we'll talk and we'll figure that out. All right.
July 26th, I said, Tom, looking at the scheduling of the fall season at Cats, the weekend of November 19th to 21st is open for your playoffs. Let me know if it works. By the way, this is Sean from Royal Palm Soccer. I'm waiting for his reply.
All right.
That was July 26th.
You just copy and paste it again and just send the same message.
I sent it to you too. You
All
and
right.
him.
All right. I'm just his sidekick, man. All righty. All righty. I done said this before, and I sent the text out to all the coaches a couple weekends ago. Man, encourage the coaches, the competitive coaches, to get out there on Saturdays and identify and evaluate the kids in the rec program. There's so many quality kids in our program, and a lot of them just don't know what else is out there, that there are opportunities out there. I know Amanda is like a little bulldog out there, making people aware of it, and you brought a bunch of people over already, and but that's the whole purpose of our rec program when you think about it. I'm sorry, it's not the purpose. It's a great opportunity for our competitive program to have a feeder system like that in place where kids can go from one level to the other, have that opportunity or that option if they choose to
Well,
do so.
as I mentioned the other day, I call some of the coaches because I ref in different ages,
Mm-hmm.
and I see kids, that they can play competitive, but I don't see the coaches.
I know a couple that do go out there, but there's not enough that do go out there. And again, I just think, if you're in need of players, you
Well,
don't have
that's
you
the other
don't
thing,
have to go anywhere. It's here. It's
The coaches the more need, I don't see it there.
all right. All right.
Sometimes
Again,
I see the ones that they don't need players just go because just in case, something special is there.
mhm. Well, I know the U12 boys and the U9 boys.
Yeah, you told me.
I'm sitting there watching a game. I'm like, wow, like that kid. He just happens to be. Yeah, but those are kids that have been like identified immediately and brought over. I mean, and these are kids that just moved from out of the country. I mean, it's like that they just didn't know what to do. They were just playing soccer, not knowing the difference. All right, so we're gonna, really stress
I'm gonna
that to the
send an email.
coaches. All right. Got sport issues. Just a little reminder for everybody. Because of the new Got Sport platform, not only are there issues with certain items because of the unfamiliarity we are with the platform, but also because it's still in its infancy stage over here, and the platform itself has many issues that they're constantly working on. So some things might not happen the way they should be happening, but it's not for lack of us trying. And if you can't do something, you can't do something. If this is, if you are thrown into the Daytona 500 in like a little Volkswagen or something like that, you can only do what you can do with the Volkswagen.
Now, do we identify where we have the rec schedule on the new?
What, the game cards?
The game, yeah, the game that we give it to the referee.
No clue. I have no idea. Yeah, right now everything that's going on in this season is in the old Got Soccer still. It's supposed to have been migrated over to Got Sport. Some features have been migrated over, some haven't been. Like they supposedly took the coaches and they put them into the new system, but now there's coaches that don't even coach here or haven't been here for a while that are looking like they're still coaching here. So like it's just not it's not a good yeah, it's a mess.
No.
The actual rosters. So what the referee has before the game that has, like the blue team playing the white team.
Because before in the GOG soccer, we go and you have the schedule like we have right now, the schedule, and you click on the left side and come in the game card.
You click on a little PDF. You hit the PDF
Like,
icon.
the same like a competitive. Okay. So you have this is the home team, this is the away team, this is the player.
It's like now we don't know even where to find that. And that's for our in-house games, which is crazy. Like it's our own league, and we don't know how to get over that. All righty.
How are we getting them?
Shinoy. Shinoy's printing them out. You weren't here, I don't believe, when I was talking about. I'd like to go back to referee payments on site. The only way we're going to be able to do that is if we come up with a system, and I wanted to speak with you and Amy about that, to see who's willing to do what and how to do what before we go back to that.
Oh, the only I can tell you,
in the event we wanted to do that.
95% of the referees is kind of low to go back.
Yeah, I'm aware of that, and
I understand what is the problem with the cash because all the competitive is paid by cash.
Mhm.
So why rec is gonna be a problem?
This weekend I was just I was speaking to some people, and they had told me that it's not an issue to pay in cash.
I think it's easy.
they-
We
they-
have
they-
more control.
They're saying possibly for tracking or administrative purposes, it might be easier for our assigner to be doing it electronically. But, but at the end of the day, it's, it is
You
what
see,
it
we
is.
have games that we know how to score.
Yeah, no, I know. And,
If you pay cash,
yeah,
you know give
you
me the
don't,
score.
you don't
you
give
don't
your
get
score,
paid.
you don't get paid, exactly.
You do it for free.
So, alrighty, so we will talk about that further. Field lining and layout, we've already addressed. Wish Vanessa was here on this one. Previous, not in good standing players. Players from last season that we, did the work for and put them in not good standing. I found out this past weekend that 2 of them are playing, at the club next door to us. How is that possible? How is it this possible that they're paying, and again, I could care less if they play at another club, but that club needs to give us money then to take care of that person's balance. Technically, that club or those clubs or whatever, are using players, they're using illegal players. Should be. Yeah, should be.
Yeah, but with the old system.
Yeah, it should be, and that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of things that might not be getting caught, or so, I don't know what it is.
Do you spoke with Shinoy about that?
No, I haven't. I just found out this weekend about this, and
Yeah, because I know I talked to Vanessa and Micah about some kids for the U19.
yes, that's exactly who.
But I don't see him.
No, there's 2 of them from that group, and but again, we're not gonna talk about specific kids during a board meeting, but there are players out there that were placed in good standing that we need to follow up and see what the issue is. And again,
Oh, we can report that in FISA, no?
yeah, but and again, just so it's clear here, I don't have an issue with a player wanting to play at a different club somewhere. That's great as long as all of his responsibilities and requirements were dealt with and completed over here. They're free to go. I mean, that's
What we normally do.
it is what it is. Yeah, we do it all the time. So, that's it. It is 7:10. If anybody would like to make a motion to adjourn the,
That's it.
that's it. That's it, man. See, yeah, Sean's the one that I was telling you guys. Sean's the one that made these darn meetings so long.
I'll make a motion to adjourn the competitive side of the monthly meeting for Royal Palm Beach Strikers at 7:10 p.m.
I second that.
Alrighty. Meeting is adjourned.
That's it.